Hi, I'm Nina Kynard. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama, born and raised here. I am retired from the federal government and a nonprofit, and now I have a business selling vintage clothes. In 2000, I went into the antique business just as a hobby, something fun to do at a different store. And in 2001, I met Miss Dot McDaniel, and she approached me about possibly having a booth here at her store. So I came over with a friend, and we started a booth together. Later, I broke out into my own booths. I just did a little bit of everything. Anything that I thought I liked and somebody else might like, I would buy and bring into the store and resell. In 2004, I came into an opportunity after my son's grandmother passed away, and he was cleaning her house out, and she had saved everything in her closets, and it went all the way back into the 40s and 50s. So he was going to get rid of it, but he called me over and said, "Mom, what should I do with this?" And I said, "Wait a minute, let me see if I can possibly put it in my booth at Eastbrook." So I approached Miss Dot about it, and she said, and I have to quote her, she says, "As long as it's clean, doesn't smell, and doesn't look like a thrift store, I don't mind." And I said, "Sure, I can do that." So I brought in about 3 racks of clothes, and they were sold within a month's time. And I thought, I might be onto something here. So I started looking around and investing and talking to people, and within about 2 years, that's all I had was vintage clothes. I am able to sell to other vendors, but most importantly, I have sold to some famous people that have shopped at Eastbrook Flea Market, such as Kynard, and I have also sold and rented to several movies that have been made here in town and in the state of Alabama and in the state of Georgia. So some movies would be like Lansky, Son of the South. There's one recently made that hasn't come out yet that's going to have Matthew McConaughey and Kurt Russell in it. I have outfitted the clothes for Kurt Russell. I am a member of the Vintage Fashion Guild, which is an organization of many vintage merchandisers throughout the world, not just the United States, but throughout the world. And when you apply to become a member, you have to show your knowledge of vintage clothing. And if you can do this, then you're accepted into the Vintage Fashion Guild. And I am a member and have been for about 7 years. I sell anything from turn of the century up to 2000. Vintage clothing is considered to be at least 20 years old. I like to focus on 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I have nice costume jewelry, a lot of formal wear. I have one of the few vintage wedding boutiques here that you can buy bridal veils and wedding dresses. I've got furs. I have lingerie. I do have a men's clothing booth, and I look for the really older pieces. I have costumes. I have a booth in our basement that everything is divided by decade, and I have lots of separates that you can find: skirts, slacks, sweaters, tops, a lot of 1960s and 70s dresses, just anything fun. I look for eclectic, colorful, and fun. I am Kynard Korner Vintage Boutique, booth 202, which is on the main floor and the basement. Also, I am on Facebook, Instagram. I would welcome anyone to come visit us at Eastbrook. We have a lot of fun things, and this is a fun place to come shop. I promise you, you'll enjoy your visit here.